I'm Richard Friesen. I'm the CEO of the Mind Muscles Academy. And I want to introduce a concept today that maybe most of you haven't considered, but a concept that will be like a highway to your dreams. And that's to be a consistently profitable, independent, or professional trader. And to do this, I couldn't do this by myself because I work with mindset. And mindset is great if you have and can execute a great trading strategy. And strategy is great if you have the mindset to be able to execute smoothly and easily. So I want to introduce my good friend, Michael Filighera. Now, Michael and I got to know each other on the trading floor at the Pacific Exchange back in the early 80s. And on the floor, there is a tremendous amount of just raw honesty. Is that a polite way of putting it, Michael?
I would, yes. Very polite. Very, very polite.
So give me a little, or give our listeners just a sense of your background in the exchanges you've traded on and your current relationship to strategy for trading.
Sure. Again, I'm Michael Filighera, and I started my journey in trading and actually floor work, trading floor work in 1979. And it was on the Pacific. And as Rich stated, we were introduced to each other and became friends shortly thereafter. And my history is, a lot of it is right there on the Pacific Exchange here in San Francisco. But I did spend 10 years in Europe. And during that time, I traded on the London traded options market. And I also traded on the European Options Exchange. And so I have a lot of experience in floor trading, in pit trading. And what has kind of come out of that is, now that there aren't any more pits, is how do we readjust ourselves, or how do newer traders coming in, how do they put together a strategy that you really can't see what the other side is doing? You can't even estimate what they're doing. So it's switching from being a pit trader to being more of a retail trader, where strategy and mindset take precedence.
So what from the floor did you find that translated to your current training and strategy and the development of your trading strategies that have been so consistent?
Well, the one of the big things that I had to understand and realize is that, as what they term a retail trader, which is anybody that's not trading on a floor, basically. That was my understanding. Now, I know there's a little bit of other wording in terms of, are you declaring yourself a professional versus a non-professional? Same type of a deal. Floor trader, professional. Not floor trader, retail. So one of the biggest things that I had to really adjust myself to was that you can't see the crowd. You can't see the brokers. You can't hear the brokers. You can't hear the roar.
Oh, boy.
So you're not getting that physical stimulus.
In fact, I would even add the smell with the fear on the floors. You could just smell that acrid perspiration. All those physiological sensations just aren't there. So how did, a lot of floor traders did not survive the transition.
They did not.
So what made you different? What did you notice? What awareness were you able to bring to your online trading that we are going to be able to share with our members who want to join us for this program?
The biggest one would be in choosing your indicators. And also at the same time, do not over indicate or indicator your work. It's having an analysis system on how you are viewing the market. having an idea on what makes the market go up, what makes the market go down, and having a clear understanding of that. It's adding additional tools such as order flow profiles, market profiles that work on a different basis. The market's always been dependent on supply and demand. So in other words, it's like when the market is being flooded with buyers, the demand is from the buy side. And vice versa, if it's everybody selling, the demand is the sellers. So essentially, it's reinterpreting and restructuring how we want to look at that market. How do we want to deal with that market? And it really comes down to understanding supply and demand. And it's also understanding other things that kind of come up in the terminology. So again, what we're really going to attempt to do is to present this, but also on a basis where where mindset comes in, we need to learn to be aware and accept. So when we're moving forward and you're coming from a place where you never did this before, that awareness and acceptance is even bigger.
Boy, that's a really powerful statement, because I have maybe half of the traders who come to me for private coaching or are in our trading groups. I would say half of them have a profitable strategy, but they are not able to execute it. And, this comes from fear, the pain of loss, having their dreams so closely attached to each tick of the market.
Yes.
You can go through some of the painful parts that most traders experience. So this is what I'm really excited about, Michael. Given your ability to clarify strategies, to analyze them, to see where they work, where they don't work, and having your experience to bring that and to short circuit that huge mountain that a lot of traders have to climb. And then we can pair that with the mindset, the master trader's mindset that in fact can execute strategies easily, smoothly, with confidence. Oh my gosh, the word confidence, most traders come up with, I just lack confidence in my strategy. So one of the things I really love about you is that confidence that you bring internally yourself that you can share with others.
Thank you. And just to kind of piggyback on the initial statement, what excites me about this project that we're now building and getting ready to present is the fact that all of the work, all of our life's work, Richard, really, in terms of what you have done on the basis of the psychology of trading, how that interferes with not interferes, but how we then interfere with that because of old baggage, old things that we still carry along that people don't believe continues to have an effect on them. But we have found out through our own work and just from us working together with others, particularly traders, and how true the statement is that, similar to what I said last night, we're only as sick as our secrets. If we don't want to go and look at it, but we're going to keep it hidden as if it's not going to come in and affect, I think that turns into a problem.
I'd like you to say that again, because I think that's really important. We're only as sick as our secrets. And for many traders, the tensions, the conflicts, the belief systems, even down to their very identity, they keep looking at strategies and indicators and all of this, when in fact the personal foundation for trading isn't quite there. And I just love that phrase that you just used.
Thank you. In essence, it's actually, I have to give credit where credit is due. It comes from 12-step programs. And I think that it's very applicable to our work, because if I think people, if they're able to go in, like they come to you, they come to me, I don't have the confidence, I'm tired of getting knocked down, I get in there and then I fail, or I lose in step or things like that. And when we can do a little bit of a deep dive with them that they're actually doing, that we're more or less guiding
Mhm.
to go in and take that look, and we can provide that atmosphere or that room for them to comfortably do it,
Mhm.
which is the next thing for me to say is that when we're looking at providing this course and who we want to open this course up to, we also have to come to an awareness from us that there is no judgment on my part and on your part in coming in and making these presentations. To somebody who says, well, I don't understand that, or I feel stupid, or I feel this, or that's a self-judgment. That's not a judgment that's necessarily coming from anywhere else but from within.
Yeah.
So when we can identify that, now we can provide that bridge that helps a trader get over that through awareness and acceptance.
Well, that's a really good point. In that, in fact, one of the benefits of the groups that I have run before is the support from other traders and entrepreneurs. In our groups, what we do is we celebrate our victories. We
Yeah.
are open and honest with each other, and the connections and the friendships that have been made and the
Right.
bonding in the groups has just been terrific because, in fact, we just had a discussion in one of the last groups on the importance of the peers that we select and we're in. And if peers
Mhm.
who accept us, who are aware of all our foibles and still appreciate and can celebrate our successes, my gosh, what a burden off the independent trader who is often alone,
Yeah.
frustrated, self-judgmental,
Yeah.
makes money with willpower, then gives it away shortly, feels the pain of every loss. What if you were in a group of people who were continually inviting you to your master trader's mindset?
Right.
How would that feel?
Yes, I think that's an extremely valid question. And that's pretty much, Richard, I think what we're offering. It's a part of what we're attempting to bring people to that level of awareness and acceptance so that they are able to move forward. And again, when you're in isolation, which we all have been for the last 2 years for certain,
Yes.
right?
Oh boy.
Because of, or even longer. But in terms of trading, I will say that I get a lot of comments back because, as you know, I have a fairly large subscription base on YouTube. And so I'm presenting myself every day on what my opinion is and what I think the market may or may not do. But I can't begin to tell you what a lot of the comments suggest from other people. If it's not something they want to hear, they reject it. If it is something that they want to hear, but they don't quite get, they say, I don't have that skill set.
Mhm.
So at the same time, it's like getting into a group or just getting into a one-on-one where they can be able to say that. And through our part of not having judgment, we're able to offer maybe a possible awareness and acceptance solution.
Wow. And, there's a lot of details we could talk about what we're going to do and the benefits and the outcomes and addressing the pain. But what I think for this moment and what I really want to communicate is the heartfelt desire of both Michael and myself, with probably 80 years of experience trading between us.
Okay, you make us both grandpas, but we're already there.
I am a grandpa.
We might as well wear that badge of between the two of us. You're right, Richard. Wear the badge proudly. We have over 80 years of trading experience, of market experience.
Yeah.
And I'm now becoming aware of just that time frame, but I myself am accepting it. And by doing that, I want to tell you, it brings a sense of pride to me. And not that I'm a prideful person, but it makes, yeah, that stands for something. Yeah, that means something because I'm still standing and I'm still trading.
Yeah. And this is what we want to share is
Yes.
building the foundations from both the mindset as a therapist and a coach for traders, and allowing that mindset then to translate into executing your strategy with ease and flow. There's a
Right.
lot of parts and pieces to it, but Michael and I, from our hearts, this is our just biggest desire. Neither of us, both of us are financially secure. We don't have any really big needs, but now that we've all had all this experience, we want to bring this to you and share it. So Michael, is there anything that you want to say to wrap this up and to let people know how you want to connect or what this means to you?
Yes, a couple of things. I want to share with folks that what we're talking about with mindset, and this would be both of our experience, Richard, and pulling it together to help traders put together a mindset that's very, very important. Because as we both have said to one another, that if you have a strategy, but you don't have the mindset in order to enact the strategy, you're just going to get angry with yourself. You're just going to get all frustrated with the market.
Yes.
And that same thing, if you have a mindset, like I'm all set with the market, I'm just going to do what the market wants to do, but you don't have a strategy to employ, you're going to walk away with that same hopelessness.
Mm-hmm.
This is a hopeless game and just total confusion. Why isn't this working for me? So again, what we're offering is how to smooth out those rough edges and how to make them all work for you. But here's another thing else that I'll wrap it all up with. And we actually discussed this, Richard and I discussed this, that as floor traders, as pit traders, if I had to wrap out, that was my peer group, and what were my expectations, or what were the expectations of the peer group? As a floor trader and a pit trader, those pits are radically exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have time for, you're a newbie, you don't know what you're doing, I'm not going to teach you, et cetera, et cetera. Negative,
Yeah.
negative, negative, negative. Making that new trader who has nothing but energy, like, oh, so you're not welcome here. Well, basically, I find that even though we're not standing in a pit, that same thing still exists. A new trader wants to come in and trade and just earn their money. Maybe they want to make a job change and make this their career. It is possible, folks. It is possible. But what my attempt to do here is to turn that equation around and make this radically inclusive for all people. I don't care what level you're at. I don't,
Mm-hmm.
You're the most experienced to the least experienced. You're included. You have a spot and you have a place to go and attempt to reach your goals, your dreams, and through trading.
Yeah, even if you've blown out a couple of accounts, or if you're fairly new, or you're really seasoned and you want to expand your consistent profits and you see things that need to be adjusted, Michael and I are here for you.
Let us share our experience.
Yes.
Both in learning and in trading with you.
Okay, Michael, thank you so much. We're here, and there's going to be more details coming up if you want to learn more. And we are both very excited about bringing to you the mindset and the strategy and creating an environment where you can move towards your dreams in a very palatable and real way. So take care, and we hope to see you there.